Hello, everyone. It's JoJo Empathic here, psychic medium from jojoempathic.com. And in today's video, I'll be going over part two of the spiritual meaning of the comet, the Three-Eye Atlas. So if you didn't check out my previous video, go watch it. It's really good. I go over the prophecy, the messages, and symbology that I've received about the meaning of Three-Eye Atlas and what this means for the collective. I didn't have enough time in the last video to cover the last point of the message, which is on unity consciousness. So today I'll be diving into what is the meaning of Three-Eye Atlas in terms of unity consciousness for us as a collective. So if you're here, please like, subscribe, drop a comment, share this video, and thank you so much for supporting my channel. So if you aren't familiar with what's going on in the sky, the Three-Eye Atlas is a comet that's been in our skies for quite some time now, going back into last summer. It is, as of this week, it's the first week in December. I'm in North America. It is becoming more visible in our skies as of this week. It went invisible to us in our naked eye in the past few weeks in November. So here we are today, me and my spirit team, with this message on unity consciousness as it is becoming visible for us again, which is kind of cool. So one of the things I think of when I think of the Three-Eye Atlas is unity consciousness. What is unity consciousness exactly? Unity consciousness is a belief system. It's a religion. It's something that you have a discipline behind. It's something you anchor yourself in. It's really rooted in coming together, whether this is your soul fragmentation coming together as one. In soul fragmentation healing, we call this integration, soul integration, fragmentation healing, or if it is the unity of your mind, the left and right hemispheres of your brain. So in spirituality, we know that the left hemisphere of the brain is more of your masculine energy. It's more of your logical side of the brain, your analytical side, while the right side of your brain is what we tap into to channel. It's your artistic channel, your intuitive side, your faith-based side, and the feminine side of your brain and body. Okay, so in esoteric knowledge, and what I'll claim that religion has taken from ancient knowledge is that there is a sacred union that happens when you're able to manifest through the integration of your left and right hemispheres of your brain. So when you can have, let's say, we're trying to manifest a new car. When we can use the left hemisphere of our brain, bring action, willpower, discipline, and assertiveness to the right side of our brain, a faith-based image, and you're using your imagination with your right side of the brain, you're tapped into your emotional side and the feeling side of you. So when you combine those two parts of yourself, the masculine and feminine, you have sacred union. And from that place, this is where manifestation actually begins to unfold. This is when we can create instant manifestations. This is when we have harmony that supports our manifestation flow. So sacred union is another form of unity consciousness. And one of the things I'm called to share for us where we are now is we start with sacred union or unity consciousness with ourselves. Then down the road, we'll be able to shift more easily and more freely into a belief system of unity consciousness, which is where we are headed and what we are here as humans to help grid is unity. Okay, so if you watched my recent live this week, I touched on this subject briefly. I mentioned that I wouldn't go too deep into it and to wait for this video. But one of the things that I was going into in that video is about how we are, as a collective, are not quite ready to fully walk the walk and have the beliefs and thoughts and feelings and manifestation power, the empowerment as a collective of true unity consciousness, which is unconditional love, by the way. It's an unconditional integration of duality, of the light and the dark, of the good and the bad as one. It's completely encompassing in love. Where we are now is not quite there. And so in the video, I was mentioning that we can't fully express unity consciousness with the consciousness level that we're at now as a collective. And I gave an example in that video about, let's say, something that's very popular, not to bring politics in this, but it's a really easy way to see with the direction that I'm going with this message. If you imagine somebody on an opposing side of your politics right now, many of us could agree that it's a little bit different than normal. Where back in the past we could have different sides and still get down at the barbecue together and holidays and hold hands and pray. It's different now, and I think that it's because of the hatred and racism and harm that a lot of the political leaders in the world leaders, are leaned into and ruling through. So for you, it may feel nearly impossible to go into the energy of and be real. I am one with everyone. I am one with the opposite side of my political party. I'm one with the president of the United States. I'm one with, the dictators of the world. Okay, it's really hard to be truly unconditional in your love as a human on the planet right now. We're in 2025. And that's a more of a broader example of how difficult it is to become one with people that are ruling and in power, rooted in doing harm. It makes it very difficult to become one with that type of energy. And if you're an empath, that energy may make you sick. Let's be real. This touches on empathic mirroring that you may not be aware that you do, but you may do it into different levels of intuitive intelligence. So for some people, they may be more sensitive to empathic mirroring than others, but I would claim that it's basically human nature and our psychology to mirror the people in our tribe, our group, our communities. This is how we learn and adapt. And so, if you can imagine being a sensitive empath, if you're not, to becoming one or interacting or keeping these people near you that are literally racist or hateful or harming others, what happens to people like me or empaths is we feel that in our own body. We then become hatred. We can become angry. We can feel very, fiery and passionate in these moments when we get near individuals or keep relationships near us intimately that are really dark or rooted in doing harm. So a lot of empaths, it's the healthy thing to do to set boundaries with people. That's huge for empaths. And it's a metaphor for our lives. You have to really do this in your relationships, personal and work. And you may have not ever heard of more of that spiritual side to it or consider yourself an empath, but you can relate to, I don't just keep anyone near me. I'm not going to keep drug dealers and gang members in my, group chats because it's just toxic and that's negative and there's illegal activity. So where we are being real in the collective consciousness going towards unity consciousness is the beginning phases. And it starts with unity consciousness of self, the sacred union of your masculine and feminine is one. And then down the road, we can begin to all embody this unconditional love and oneness with other people. Down the road, where we're evolving to, is the collective has shifted through all of the darkness to a place of where we agree that unity is best, coexisting is best. But that's a journey. That's a journey. And so we start now today with the union of yourself. And in the future, I feel that, and I'm going into like a timeline of like 2036, it keeps coming into my mind, like so closer to 2050 is where the people that are around us, the collective energy, I'm very careful with how I'm trying to word it. It's because I don't want to say like who's left standing, but I think that there is a major cleansing on the earth of different belief systems, of different mindsets. And it's not necessarily a purge, it's more of a recycling that's taking place through the Great Awakening. All of the destruction we're seeing is recycling. It's transmutation. So through that process, the people that are left, in the future, we come to a place, and I think it's going to be a younger population as well, like the young indigo souls will be really the leaders of this day. These are the awakened ones are who leads us to being like, I'm conscious of me. I'm aware of myself. I've healed my masculine. I've healed my feminine is one. I know myself. I don't have to project onto other people. I'm mindful of harmony and harmonics and sound. I'm mindful and aware of energy and how that affects me. I'm mindful of my contracts and agreements with other people. And I truly want to be a good neighbor. I truly want to serve. I truly want to coexist instead of all of this war. This collective mindset is so much easier to become one with, even if we're different, even if we have different views. That is the energy of unity with true people coming together. If you guys are following me with this message, drop a comment. If you can see in your mind's eye what the earth, the new earth that I am seeing, is that we are all good neighbors in the future. We are all in love with us and others and the planet in the harmony of unity of coming together and sharing this beautiful earth. And so when you have people in your space that are conscious, that embody unity consciousness, it's so much easier to forgive them when they make a mistake because we're not perfect, right? We're gonna make mistakes. But that person that is trying and to root themselves in unconditional love, consciousness, will say they're sorry when they make a mistake. Will not be in ego as more as they'll be in their heart and say, I messed up. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. And if all of our relationships were like that, of course it's a lot easier to forgive. Right now, with where we're at, when we have disagreements with people, what's it like? Be real. There's a lot of light workers out there saying this is all about love and light right now. Is that what's really happening in families? No, we're at the phase of unity consciousness where we're learning how to have boundaries with one another. We're learning not to be in a cult-like mindset where we all have to think about like alike at the table. We all have to have the same religion at the table. We all have to eat, sleep, and the same way. Do you know what I mean? That's where we're at. And right now, because there's so much ego, when you have disagreements within the family, we are fighting for who's right and who's wrong. We're not at the stage in consciousness yet where we're saying, I'm aware energetically of what's happening and I'm taking the actions, masculine, to make it better or go higher or more harmony. And then the feminine side of this person, man or woman, can imagine it and manifest it through the feminine side of the brain, the intuition, the spirit. Okay. So we're on our way. And what spirit is calling for us to do right now is to really focus on unity consciousness with self, with spirit. And that is really what this three-eye atlas coming through the sky right now is here to tell us, that that is where we are. Tune into your three eye, your third eye, okay? Your God, your goddess, and represent the fractal of God that you're here to be and live through that avatar. And you have a choice. One of the things that Jesus preached was choice and free will and empowerment. And so I preach that same message. That's what I feel I'm here to preach, is your self-empowerment. Take care of you, dear one. Manage you, your union, okay? Your ability to be empowered, your ability to manifest, whether it's healing or the things you need in life or the things you want in life, okay? And once you get into this state, there's a harmony. And if you choose to root all of your energy, all of your being, your thoughts, the way you love yourself, nurture yourself, feed yourself, the way you express yourself, if it's all rooted in love, it brings you into this higher vibration that you exude out. And that's what we need more and more of. We then in that state say, guess what? I believe this and that person over there believes that, and that's okay. I don't have to rope them into the way I think. I appreciate this person's diversity. How can we come together and share this beautiful earth and this space? And so I challenge you today, if you've come across this video, to watch who's influencing you. It's kind of one of the steps that you can start to take to have more awareness of your quantum field and your quantum entanglements. Who has influence over your power, over your mind, over your heart? This is a big one too with relationships, is we are suffering in relationships as a collective. Who has power over your chi, your prana, or your sexual force? Who has power over your creative force, what you're creating? Okay, so we can all be creators or destroyers here. All of us have that potential, and the choice is yours in which you act through and out. So drop a comment with any questions. Let me know if this made sense to you. And on your journey with where we are today as a collective, try to make all of your decisions based on unity of you. Understand the parts of yourself, understand your archetypal energies, understand your personal astrology, understand the matters of your heart and the poles, where you're at war within yourself, and focus on that integration, that unity today. Down the road, that will help you. It helps in the moment shift the collective into a higher space. But once you focus on you and you can do it and grit it in your own life, which may take time and mastery, energetic mastery and awareness, discipline and presence. And once you do, then you go out and you can truly help others get to a place of unconditional love, of peace, as you then have harmony around you. No more trauma bonds all around you, no more karmic bonds all around you. It's flow. So our relationships are changing for the better. And it starts with us. And that's the first step towards unity consciousness. Thank you so much. And until next time, have a great week.